Good afternoon, Good Shepherd. It's Wednesday, November 18th, 2020. Got my coyote friend here behind me, reminding me of how uncertain things can be. If you're a coyote, things are pretty uncertain sometimes. Um, an image that I've been playing with the last little while has been a shooting range at an amusement park or a state fair, or county fair. I think you know what I mean, where you go up and you pay your 25 cents or buck 25 or whatever it is for so many shots at this moving target, these little, circles or targets that move back and forth on the opposite wall. And there's always something, rigged about these games. And sometimes I have a feeling that the barrel and the gun isn't straight. And so you're always missing, but you keep trying to make adjustments and shoot. And that's kind of how it feels right now with all of the news coming out of not just our state, but around the country about the increase in COVID. And certainly I'm aware of the news that has come out of the governor's office and the Tri-County Health Department in the last 24 hours or so, and the changes in the way that we're going to be able to um, be with one another. Some of those will filter down to churches. Others of them are in larger groups. And I know too, unfortunately, I haven't been able to see it yet, that there was a discussion coming out of the office of the bishop today with Dr. Douglas, who heads the Tri-County Health Department, about these recent developments. And so I say that just as a reminder that, we are really scrambling to keep our feet underneath us as we move forward. And so I just want to sort of update you on where we are on a few things, and see where we're going to make some prognostications about where we might move. But all of this is built on the sort of the shifting sands of what we're doing and what we're experiencing with COVID in Arapahoe County and surrounding counties. First is some really good news. We've got a lot of volunteers who are interested in working on the Living Nativity. We'll always take more, but we have plenty of volunteers, so we are going to move forward with that as a possibility for the 20th of December. Again, we will be meeting the Christmas planning team. We'll be meeting in the next few days, and we'll try and hammer out some of those details. But right now it looks like it's a go, and we're really, really pleased about that. So thank you all for considering and or stepping up and saying, yeah, we want to do this. We want to make this happen as a gift to our community as well as to ourselves. I think it will be fun. So we are moving forward on that. And as I've said in another couple of places, we're moving forward on making sure that folks for whom receiving communion is a very, very important and central part of their spiritual lives, we will resume making communion available to folks on the first Sunday of Advent, November 29th. It will be totally a drive-by and pick up communion, and we will have to set up a reservation system for that, only so that we only consecrate an appropriate number of hosts. We are still planning on live streaming that Eucharistic ceremony. It will happen at 11:30 on Sunday mornings. So following the Zoom service at 9, which will still, for the foreseeable future, remain our primary way of gathering as a community. So it will follow that, and then the faith formation time, and give us a chance to set up for the Zoom Eucharistic service. There will be some hitches and starts with that as we try and figure out which is the best space, whether it's the chapel or the sanctuary, both in terms of the technology that will be required to make that available online, but also to ensure that all of the participants are socially distanced and safe. The chapel presents Some challenges and some positive features. It's smaller, makes it easier to film and do all of those kinds of things, but we're more crammed together. Um, the sanctuary again is bigger, and we don't have a lot of high quality video equipment. And so using webcams and things like that will be where we'll be starting. But of course, if we were to have music, live music, the sanctuary offers both the organ and a piano. It will be an abbreviated service. Music will just be very I don't want to say incidental, that's not the case. It will certainly be designed to enhance the experience, but there will not be singing. We won't be doing any sort of hymns. It will be more abbreviated than it was when we were doing services outside, but mostly so that folks who want to receive communion can see what was happening, and hear provide another opportunity for people to hear the lessons and the prayers, and the sermon, as well as see the consecration happen. But we're really going to we'll try and get this up to speed as quickly as we can. Our goal is to have things working pretty smoothly by Christmas, because again, I'm pretty sure we will be in this situation where we will not be able to gather, certainly not inside, and we're not going to try and gather for Christmas outside. Things would be too up in the air for that. So we're scrambling, and I just want to take my metaphorical hat off to the staff, in particular Kathy and Dee Dee and Connie, um, who we're the ones that are working hard to make the worship piece work, for all of that. And then certainly we've got the lectors and all of the other folk who will be instrumental in this. But everybody is scrambling, and so you've been very, very patient and forgiving, and have had good spirits and good humor as we've moved through a lot of the things that we've had to move through since the middle of last March. But again, we'll get this up to speed and going as quickly as we can. But wanted to let you know that. Again, this was a brief midweek moment this week. But again, we're the other image I've used is, we're standing on a Bosu ball, one of those things that's round on one side and flat on the other, and you have to maintain your balance. And so, in some respects, we're standing on a Bosu ball at an arcade in the at the state fair, trying to make sure that we can hit the target. And that's a challenge, and we're working on it. We'll know more as we know more, and I will certainly keep everyone apprised of what's going on. It's not too early for me to say that I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I know people might be traveling, possibly, might not be watching this next Wednesday. And I'll conclude just with sort of a tip, another tip of the metaphorical hat, to Casey Creenan, who at our vestry meeting last night brought the reflection, the meditation. And I'm not going to get his words quite right, but he really sort of challenged us as a vestry, and spoke from his own experience that it's really hard to see what we're losing because of the COVID situation, losing the opportunity to gather as families for Thanksgiving and down the line, losing school in place, losing all of those things. But this really provides us a time, especially as we move into Thanksgiving, to really take stock and be thankful of what we do have, and that God has given us so much, um, uh, even in the midst of all of the other stuff that's going on or that seems to be taking away. And so, my prayer for us as we go through this last part of November is that we are conscious of how much wonderful things we do have, and that includes this fabulous Good Shepherd community. And we will once again join together to give thanks around the table sometime in, I hope, the not too distant future. So blessings all. Be patient with each other and with us as we work to provide the kind of spiritual care that we can for you all. Blessings, and we hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.